Welcome. My name's Owen, and this is the fifth episode of the Third Path Recovery channel. This is a place that we talk about recovery from drug addiction, mental health issues, and anything that connects those two things. It's a medically accepted fact that those two things regularly go together. So it was nice if there's a place for people that suffer from both of those things have to have some form of discourse. I promised in the last episode that this episode we would do something that actually had some practical use, and we're going to. And that technique we are going to do is, shake the camera a little bit there, micro routines. This is my favourite technique, and in the context of what we're talking about here, we will define a micro routine as being a small and easily achievable act of self-care that one repeats habitually on at least a daily basis. So that's quite easy to understand. It's quite easy to understand. There's two parts to the name of the technique: micro and routine. And those two parts really are key. Micro, make sure that it is small, make sure that it's something that's achievable for you. Thanks to our good Mr. Peterson, one of my micro routines is make my bed in the morning. But maybe you can't even get out of bed in the morning. So maybe your micro routine might be leave bed for 5 minutes. And that's one of the things that I like about this technique so much. You can make the steps smaller and smaller, or the goal easier and easier to achieve, no matter how much you want. You can always keep making the goal smaller and easier to achieve until it's something that you know you can do, and it should be something that you know that you can do. It shouldn't be a challenge to be able to do the thing every day. And that comes to the second part of the title of the technique: routine. It is important, nay, essential, that these are things that you do every day without fail, if you want to see a positive effect from them, which is why it's so important that they're things that you know that you definitely can do and achieve without putting very much effort in. The theory being that if you start off with one or two small micro routines, one or two small acts of self-care, as you start with those small acts of self-care will bring some positivity into your life, and that will make it easier to then add more micro routines, more small acts of self-care. And then as you add more and more micro routines, more and more positivity will come into your life, until hopefully the idea is that we form something called a positive feedback loop, whereby there's so much positivity coming into your life that you can just sit back and positive things will happen without you having to put in any effort. And that might sound like a far away off dreamland to a lot of people out there at the moment, and it sounds like a far away off dreamland to me at the moment, but this technique does work. I've used it to get myself in a much better position than I'm in now. I know that it does work. For me, works. It might not work for other people, but it's an easy one to give a try. So for me, there's 3 micro routines that since I started doing them, I've never managed to revert to being so bad as to dropping these 3 micro routines out of my life. These always still happen every day, and that is making my bed in the morning, cleaning my teeth at least once per day, and spending 15 minutes caring for my bunny. It's usually more like a couple of hours caring for my bunny, but at least 15 minutes. I'm going to add 3 more on there today, because other than that, I haven't really been doing anything. I've been slacking off quite a lot. Some people say that if you look after your diet, I'm going to forget the 3 now. Your diet, meditation / spirituality, and we'll come back to the other one in a second. Which I've forgotten, but relates to the micro routines that I'm adding. So I'm trying to buy time here. I should be able to remember it as I'm buying time, thinking about the micro routines that I'm adding. But anyway, I'll tell you the micro routines I'm adding, and then it will come back to me. So I'm gonna drink at least 500 milliliters of healthy green drink every day. I make it in batches of a litre, so that means I only have to make it every other day. I make it one day and then it's just ready there for me the next day, and that is a healthy part of my diet. Whatever I do for the rest of the day, at least I've got a nice bit of greenery and some fruit in me. It's probably a lot of sugar as well, quite a lot of sugar, but on the balance of things, I would say it's a good thing. So I'm going to write that down. So, consume at least 500 milliliters of green drink. And I've managed to buy myself the time to remember the 3rd thing now. So that relates to diet. That's one of the 3 things. And that is one thing that I'm going to write on my micro routine that will hopefully help improve my diet. The thing that I'm going to write next is to do 30 push-ups and 30 sit-ups each day. So there we go, 30 push-ups and 30 sit-ups each day. And that's the part of the 3 that I'd forgotten, which is physical exercise. Diet, physical exercise, 2 pretty obvious things that I think everyone knows are important to get right in helping deal with your mental health these days, that I'm not doing at the moment. So I'm going to put them on my micro routines list. And just as a point there, I was going to put 50 push-ups and 50 sit-ups. And then I decided that that might be a slight challenge, and I don't want it to be any sort of a challenge. It should be something that's very easy to do. So for me, 30 push-ups, 30 sit-ups across the course of the day is easy to do. And if the numbers then build from there, wonderful. And the third thing that I'm going to add to my micro routines that deals with the third part of what some people say you need to lead a healthy life is meditation or spirituality. So I'm going to do 15 minutes of meditation daily. So those are now my micro routines. Those are my micro routines. And I'm going to aim. No, I'm not going to aim. I am going to do those every single day from now on. And once I'm doing them every single day without noticing that I'm even having to put in an effort to do them, then I'll add in another micro routine, and then another and another, and you can see that if you're feeling directionless or lacking in purpose, or just having a general midlife crisis or existential crisis, then micro routines can be a really good thing. They can be a really good thing because it's a way of stripping back everything to basics, and you can then look back at the end of the day and be like, okay, even if everything else went to shit for the rest of the day, I've done this list of things that are self-care acts that are going to bring positivity into my life. So yeah. Okay, so I'm recording what I'm doing right now, which is looking for my keys, which I don't leave the house that often, but when I do, obviously I don't have the keys to do it. I've seen them this morning. I don't have the faintest idea where they may be, having spent about 15 minutes looking in the obvious places I would expect to find them. And obviously I can't leave the house without them. And yeah, this is just normal everyday life, and it's really, really annoying. And you would think that someone would just find a place, a bowl, and put their keys in that place, but I seem to be incapable of doing that for some reason. So yeah, here I am wasting half my day looking for my keys. Okay, so I haven't found my keys, but I have found a bowl. Maybe let's try and learn a lesson. And unfortunately, these are not the set of keys I need right now, but they are a set of keys that I need. So, keys into the bowl, and then with a bit of luck, yeah. And of course, create some sort of structure in my life. Immediately, I smash it and falls to pieces. It's a wonderful little mess for you guys there. I'm more pissed off because I like the bowl, to be honest. You can't really see, but it was a really beautiful bowl. I liked it. So yeah, that's my key bowl gone. I'm just about to go off to my first meeting with my new drug worker, and I think my doctor at the drug services today as well. So that will be about 5 months into being with them that I'm going for my first meeting with a drug worker that I feel like I'm going to be able to communicate with. Yeah, let's hope that it's just 5 months and that it works out with this guy. He sounded lovely when I spoke to him on the phone, so yeah, fingers crossed. But like I say, I've kind of learned to expect 0. But hopefully I'll have good news when I come back. So yeah, back from the meeting. As usual, I left the building in tears, having what's best described as a BPD episode. For whatever reason, they've decided to move my pickup regime back to 3 times a week. I haven't given a dirty test. We'll pick it up in another. We'll pick that up in another video. I can't even bother to go through it now. It's just long. But yeah, micro routines. At least I did these things. I haven't done the bottom 2 yet. And like, do you know what? Like, if it was 50 push-ups and 50 sit-ups, I'll probably be unbothered doing them now. But because I made it easier and did it 30 and 30, I will do it. And I will do my 15 minutes of meditation. And well, gratitude list is another one that can go on there, but that's a whole separate video really. Anyway, yeah, like, subscribe, whatever bullshit.